Welcome to Allowed to Talk. And I'm going to continue reading from my book, Don't Call Me a Narcissist, Anything But Charming. It's about someone who might be in your life, your family, friend, spouse, aunt, uncle, cousin, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, even your own spouse, or your significant other. It might be these people. I already read the first chapter, Call Me Cruel. I'm going to try to read the rest of the book. It's just a short read, so if you're interested, I thought people might be interested in hearing how it is for some people, like I've been having it. And YouTube is about you. You do make videos, and if you want to watch, someone wants to watch and subscribe over here, I think, and like, they can. And if they don't like, they can dislike, or they can just click off of it. And you really don't have to be a troll and leave something rude or nasty, but it happens. And I've had my share of that too. But I'm going to keep doing videos because I care about people, and yes, I would enjoy having a little extra income. The Social Security isn't that great, but I'm going to keep on making YouTube videos. And on the show tonight, called Allowed to Talk, and I'm allowed to talk, I'm going to read the rest of my book. Chapter 2, Call Me Vulnerable. Very special attention is needed for her, and she will emulate you and say all the right things to get you to believe that she is the nicest person in the world. The popular term for this is love bombing. When anyone disagrees with her, she feels wounded and entitled to say and do anything she likes to make you believe you are the lesser person. Sometimes she communicated that she knew every person in your life better than you. She even related to your children the best in her own vulnerable mind. The time I announced that I'm going to take the state civil service test so I can apply for work with the state government, she announced she was going to take the test also. What should have raised a big red flag was her response to her test score. She stated, I'm going to take the test and I will probably score higher than you. I emphasized the word probably because she didn't come close to my score. My score was in the high 80s. Her score was in the high 60s. She didn't come around to visit for a few weeks after she got her score back in the mail. She is quite the special one. It was a narcissistic wound. As vulnerable and special as she seemed to be, not everyone idealized her as I did. It took a sensitive person seeking validation and approval to fit into her everyday plans. I fit the bill perfectly. I'm not innocent in the stuff she dished out, and I would never attest to being innocent. I am not. I yearned for a person to treat me well, and for about 5 years I got that from her, along with a few red flags that I just pushed aside as, what the heck, and moved on. I craved approval and being loved and paid attention to. I wasn't the opposite of her. I was the one that believed I was not worthy of having her as a close friend. If I spoke up when a questionable action happened, then I would lose her friendship. No conflict, so no speaking up when I felt violated. She wanted me and my husband around for every party or function that was being planned. We had the bachelor party at our house since we had a small above-ground pool. I didn't speak up much around her, my family, my husband's family, or anyone, until I couldn't take it anymore and I lost it, and then my reaction seemed very irrational. Somehow she was always the special one in our family relationships, and I was labeled the crazy one by my in-laws. She married my husband's younger brother and always and forever will be the sister-in-law who does nothing wrong. Chapter 3. Call me fragile. A person that is so delicate as they demand you to do things the way they want to do it is most likely a life-sucking monster. They seem fragile, though, as they speak about what they do and how good they do it. They believe in their heart of hearts that they should be as important as the Pope and as popular as the greatest actor. She made us believe she was one of the most important people in our lives. When she went into labor with her first child, we kept their dog, and when she needed blood, my husband seemed more concerned than his brother, her very own husband, about getting to the medical center to donate blood if she needed some. She didn't, and I was glad she was doing better, and also that we didn't have to donate. Why? Because I was so confused when my husband was so very, very concerned about her. A few years later, after I started to speak up more and give my opinion, she seemed wounded. The cruelness started right after I didn't agree with her, and the gaslighting started with a vengeance. When coincidences and her actions caused a lot of strife, hurt, and grief for me and my husband, I accused her of something I believed to be true because of the gaslighting. After she became pregnant with her second child, her husband accused me of trying to make her have a miscarriage. She was so fragile, but she could dish it out like a farmer shoveling manure out of the horse barn. Chapter 4. Call her a liar. You want to believe every word that comes out of their charming, fake charm mouth. And for a long time during the love bombing time, you do believe it. You believe every word they tell you as a fact. After the puzzle pieces fit together and you finally understand what has been going on, you end up with cognitive dissonance. You will struggle with not knowing what was the truth, what was the coincidence, and what was made up a game of lies, for pathological lying. For years, the person I thought was closer to me than a sister was treating me like she truly cared. She asked me to sew the flower girl dress for her wedding. She knew the little quirks I had, such as the way I counted the seconds while I squirted the dish soap into the sink before washing dishes. And I say flower girl dress. It was actually 3 dresses. Possibly the biggest lie I believed was that she was the nicest person in the world. When you believe this, then you should question if things going on around you with this person are 100% too good to be true. Don't get me wrong, there are very lovely people in my circle of friends that are sweeter than honey. But the big difference is that they have had bad days and grouchy days and even messed up, and they admit it. They had bad days and a bad job or whatever. If you have a family member, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, co-worker that seems to be good to be true, that should be a big red flag. No one is going to always have everything wonderful. The liars listen intently after they ask you a personal question because they are gathering all the nasty for when they decide to discard you. They might have found a better target to get their needed narcissistic supply, or they are starting to see that you are seeing the light of their mind-screwing games. I kid you not that they want you destroyed for the tiniest thing that you end up saying about their perfect lives. It will never be their fault when you speak up about their error. They are skilled at looking you in the eye and telling you something that is far from the truth. You will be confused and distraught by then. Your head will be spinning, not knowing what part is the truth of their past love bombing. You should throw in the towel and consider the whole relationship a lie. You fell for it, but either they are heartless, crazy, or pathological liars. Chapter 5. Call me a violator. Call her a violator, right? When someone is physically abused, they are allowed to get a restraining order to keep the abuser away from them, which, by the way, often does not end the violator's physical abuse. They often will end up with one of them or both of them severely injured or dead. When someone violates your mental health, it is many times being done when no one else is in the room. The violation becomes a hidden secret to the people who are not targeted by the violator. Oftentimes, more than I care to even talk about, she would plan out things that she knew would upset me. Of course, we were both in our 20s, and I was naive and idealized her. Some things might have been coincidental. Most were planned out and caused me to believe the thing I feared. My husband and I had a small above-ground swimming pool when we were in our 20s, and we had pool parties, invited family to join us. We had picnic food available, and she would help get side dishes together for the kids and older family members. I had purchased a one-piece bathing suit that my husband liked. The bathing suit was black with a V-shaped front that was half green and half pink. At the pool party, I mentioned to her that my husband liked the suit. She never commented that she liked it too and wanted to buy one just like it. I would have not liked that at all, and she knew that after all the deep conversations we had. At the next pool party, she shows up with a matching one-piece bathing suit. The same suit, the same style, the same colors, the same whole piece suit, the same one I bought. I was taught as a child to never speak about my opinion, I was usually yelled at and told to be seen and not heard. The only difference with the suit, mine, it was a V, green and pink and black whole piece. Mine had a zipper, hers didn't. But you couldn't see that zipper. It was black. It was like the rest of the colors of the suit. I am not innocent because I should have voiced what my heart was feeling. I couldn't. I wouldn't. In cognitive dissonance and ruminating would begin and continue for many years. This is just one of the many instances of things that happened that made me feel violated and to believe something that either did happen or it was a lie from a person who only cared about themselves and violated her chosen, whatever. Sometimes my reading is not great. Okay, I'm going to stop there. We're only on chapter 6, and it's already over 10 minutes of time. I'm going to stop there for today, and we'll start with chapter 6 next time I read from my book. And YouTube is about you, and you can do what you like. And if you do what you love, like I love to sing and dance, I'm a very average singer, and I'm a little above average dancer, but I'm not trained in music or singing or dancing. I have no classes. I've never taken a dance class. I've never taken a singing lesson, as you can tell by my singing. But I enjoy singing. I thought it's YouTube. And to feel better about myself, I started my show called Allowed to Talk, because I'm allowed to talk. And I want to do shows when we go on cruises and camping and other things to see, sightseeing or whatever. But I've already had one troll or two or whatever that left anything but a kind comment. They're the ones who get on to different, like Facebook, YouTube, and they don't really comment until they want to be nasty, like a troll, and put them down or say something against what you believe in and what you do. Like the comment was that I'm a bit tone deaf, so I shouldn't do songs like the one song that I put on here. Some of the songs are bad, but I try them anyway. And some are okay, and some are pretty good, I think, anyway. So, but if they didn't like it, as soon as they got to the third word that I sang, they should have clicked off, X'd it out, instead of listening and saying, you're a bit tone deaf, and you shouldn't have put that one on YouTube. Well, guess what? It's none of your damn business, and I can put what I want on YouTube. So it wasn't really tone deaf. I listened again. It was off key. So whatever, trolls are coming, and they're going to give their opinions, and like a lot of people say on here, they'll have to just block them, or if it's something you don't like, don't watch it. If it's something you don't like, click that X it out. And we'll start with chapter 6 the next time I read the book. And I hope you're having a wonderful day.